morning, everyone, and good morning to the CAYC. My name is Anya Dalal, and I am a sophomore at Castellia School in Palo Alto, and I'm also on the Hillsborough Youth Commission, and I'm a co-founder of the CAYC, which stands for California Association of Youth Commissions. We are so excited to see all of you guys here today, and thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday, like the entire day with us. We're super excited, and especially in light of recent events, it's really important that we are engaged in our communities in our state. And so today we're excited to hear from a lot of amazing speakers like elected officials and experts and youth leaders. And so we have like over 150 RCPs from people all throughout the state in like Sonoma, Modesto, and Pomona. And we're really excited. So I'd like to welcome the Hillsborough Vice Mayor Ragsdale, who has been a very strong supporter of the CAYC as well as the HYC. And she was elected to the Hillsborough Town Council in 2022, is a graduate of Yale Law School. She dedicated her time over the past 25 years to the betterment of our community as past president of the Hillsborough Schools Foundation and now as vice mayor. She is a core part of our community and is deeply passionate about public service and volunteering to support the town. She was instrumental in the launch of the Hillsborough Youth Commission 2 years ago and serves as the main advisor to the CAYC Steering Committee. We're so grateful for her support and to have her with us this morning. Please welcome Vice Mayor Ragsdale.
Thank you. I do feel old when you do that math. Wow. Welcome to Burlingame. I am Vice Mayor of the town of Hillsborough, which, if you're not familiar, is just the town next door. Lived in Burlingame for a super long time. Moved over to Hillsborough. It's a fabulous community, and we're so happy to have you here. Enjoy this lovely rec center, which is just a couple of years old. Wander around, but we are so proud of the kids. I know they're kids. I feel like they're adults because they are so amazing. We are so proud of all of you for putting together this conference and doing it on your own. Yes, you had advisors, but you really did it on your own. And it is incredible what you've pulled off. And I just want to say to all of you, kids in the room, if you don't have someone in your corner, you're a parent, an aunt, an uncle, find someone to get in your corner, because there's someone who wants to be there for you, and you just need to ask. And you can ask me if you ever need anything, but there's elected officials in your town, there are teachers, there are advisors, there are counselors, and let your friends know if you think they need somebody, you think they need something. You just need to ask, and people want to be in your corner, and please be there also for your friends. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And I think, are you going to introduce? Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, and I'll be here throughout the day if anyone has any questions about our lovely community. And again, congratulations, and thank you so much. Oh, and I have a little something for our co-founders, Roman and Anya.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Ragsdale. Before we introduce Congressman Liccardo, we're just going to share the vision of the CAYC. So it started about a year ago after our town hosted a Fentanyl Awareness Day and realized that we needed some way to share what we learned from this event with other youth commissions throughout California. So CAYC, our main mission is to empower youth and influence state legislation and support each other, and also to establish and maintain youth commissions throughout California. Before we move on to the next speaker, I just have 2 housekeeping items. The restroom is out there and on the right, and then the water refilling station is out there on the left. Okay, so now we will be zooming in U.S. Congressman Liccardo. Raising Saratoga, Congressman Liccardo received his Juris Doctor and Master of Public Policy at Harvard. In 2006, he started his career as a San Jose City Council member. In 2014, he was elected mayor of San Jose, where he led innovations for transportation. He also launched the San Jose Digital Inclusion Fund to bridge the digital divide by extending broadband to low-income families. As an advocate to address homelessness, He oversaw the All the Way Home campaign to house over 1,000 veterans. Last November, he was elected to represent District 16 in the U.S. House of Representatives as the first Latino member of Congress to represent Northern California in over 120 years. Please welcome Congressman Sam Liccardo to say a few words to kick off our conference.
All right. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Anya, and thank you to you and Rohal and all the folks who work so hard to bring folks together for the CAYC conference. I really want to say thank you for your leadership above all. Leadership is about bringing people together, and we miss that too often in today's media, where there's too often tearing apart and dividing, as we see in our leadership. And I think what you are setting is a different standard for leadership, what leadership should be, which is bringing people together as we think about how we can tackle our problems together. Leadership is something that's hard to exercise and sometimes hard to see how we can exercise it in our own communities. And I know I felt that way when I was a teen and a young adult. And I've seen so many incredible examples of leadership among our young adults. When I was mayor of San Jose, we had a youth commission and we had them regularly engage in the budgetary process. And ultimately, I remember one year, because of the leadership of our youth commission, they identified critical gaps that we had for funding for support of unhoused young adults, those who are aging out of foster care. And really, because of their leadership and identifying the problem, bringing it to our attention and marshaling a solution for us, we were able to pivot. And it was reflective of what I think youth commissions can be at their best in terms of having a real impact on policy. And no time is that needed more than right now. Let's face it, the adults in our country have not done a terribly good job in providing and stewarding this nation's future for the next generation. We are facing a climate crisis that literally has made our planet less and less habitable for human beings and will increasingly challenge us in our response. You as Americans are all facing $36 trillion in debt. That reflects an awful lot of spending that we've done for our current consumption, but ultimately has to be paid off by future generations. We've underinvested in education and child health and a whole host of other areas where we ought to be investing because we ought to be thinking about the next generation and thereafter. And so that is why youth voices are so critically important in this moment, because your voices are critical to wake us up, to make us attend to the necessity of what is next. There was a tradition in the Iroquois Nation. There was a special law that required Iroquois leaders to always consider in every law that they enacted what would be the impact on the next 7 generations. Can you imagine if we had that kind of ethos today, how policy might be different, how our government might be different? So I welcome your engagement and thank you, for each one of you, for exercising the leadership in your own communities to be part of youth commissions. I wanted to tell you just very briefly my own experience and sort of a journey to leadership that inspired me. And I can see I'm freezing a bit. Are you able to hear me okay? Yeah, we're still okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, great. I'm sorry. And please forgive me. I know that I'm not able to be present because of the holiday weekend, and those who are celebrating Passover or Easter, certainly a very happy holiday weekend to you. But my own personal journey to leadership was really, as a 17-year-old, I had the pleasure of working as an intern for a local congressman at the time. His name was Norm Mineta. And I learned about Norm because he grew up with my dad. They used to play baseball in a field not far from my dad's house. And every weekend they all played together. And then one weekend, Norm didn't show up. And my dad recalls going home that night to ask his father, hey, I noticed Norm didn't come to play baseball this weekend. We haven't seen him in about a month. What's going on? And that's when my grandfather told my dad what had happened. That is that Norm and his family had been taken away. Uh, this was in 1942, and in a horrible moment in in American history, uh, the United States government was interning Japanese American families during World War II. These are American citizens, of course, who were taken to camps. There was an atrocious human rights violation. We are starting to see echoes of that kind of thinking today, sadly. And the question is, how are we going to respond? The way that Norm responded after his family had suffered so severely, so he returned home. They rebuilt their lives. They eventually were able to start a business again and be able to get their home back, though not all families did. And eventually Norm decided this was his moment. It was critical for him to be a leader in the community, to speak up for a community that clearly didn't have a loud enough voice in 1942. And so he ran for office, became mayor of San Jose, went on to become a member of Congress. When I went to work for him when I was 17 years old, he had been a member for more than a decade. He led a bill at that time in 1989. It was called the Civil Liberties Act. And it was a law that would, for the first time, offer what they call redress for thousands of Japanese American families that suffered during that horrible internment period in the 1940s. That was a rare moment when America truly grappled with some of the darker moments of its history. And I had the opportunity, although I was just an intern, I was answering phones and, I was working for free, but it was an opportunity for me to get that front row seat in this moment in history that I thought was so terribly important for our country. I encourage each of you to take those opportunities to get that front row seat, to get engaged, to see what happens, to get inspired in the same way I was inspired. And I look forward to seeing what will happen as you do get inspired. I just came into office a couple months ago, and so we are just starting our Youth Advisory Commission in the next couple months. I look forward to your advice. I know many of you have great insights from having served in youth councils and commissions. I would love to have your ideas about how we can make it work well in our 16th congressional district, which is a district that covers essentially Silicon Valley here in the Bay Area, and would certainly benefit from your insight. So please continue to exercise leadership in your communities. I look forward to what will emerge from your leadership in our country. And thank you all, and please have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you so much, Congressman Liccardo, for sharing your words and spending your time with us. And we're super happy that you are in Congress representing us.